Hello there, and welcome to episode 23 of the M&T podcast. We, this week, have talked a lot about Christmas.
A lot.
If anything, if you're anti-Christmas, this is not the episode for you.
Unsubscribe.
And do one.
No, we have talked a lot about Christmas, but we've also talked a lot about how our week has been, some very random questions, you know. It's been good, and we're not completely spangled.
We're not completely blottoed.
And if you didn't know already, we're not drinking wine this week.
Yeah,
Why
if you're
not?
watching, you can already see it's not wine that we drink. Anyway, enjoy the episode. It's over an hour long, so get yourself comfortable.
Go for a long walk.
It's not like you can do much. You're all in lockdown.
Get
anyway.
outside, go for a walk.
Stick your headphones in, enjoy it. And Emily, congratulations on your bottle of wine. Open that right now. Is her name Emily?
I hope so.
Emily Mason.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, thank God. Anyway, open up your wine, open up a drink, get a cup of tea, have a coffee, whatever it is that you do. Enjoy the episode, and we will see you in it.
See you in the episode. Hello, mate.
Right, buddy.
How's it going?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm great.
Episode 23?
23.
Wow.
Lucky number 23.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
I feel as if I want to start this episode by apologising for the last one.
I was going to do that.
We do. I feel as if we've done that multiple times now.
Yeah, well, I don't really remember finishing the last one.
I haven't. I think for the first time since we've started doing the podcast, I haven't listened back or watched back last week's since sort of editing it and just putting it out there. Because I'm a little embarrassed by us.
Well, I'm proud.
Oh.
We
have had feedback that it was a very good podcast. It seems it was very entertaining.
But it is also, that was the last time I had a beverage.
It was. Probably for a couple of reasons. Obviously, the main reason is we're trying to be a little healthier and have a good health kick. But also, I think last weekend put me off alcohol for a little while.
Yes, indeed it did.
But we are drinking today, but we're doing something slightly different.
Slightly different, because I am now watching my calories a little bit more. A bottle of wine does not help that cause, so therefore I've chosen gin. But it's a very special gin.
It is.
Are you going to pour and explain?
So, for those who are watching on the YouTube, say hello to my beautiful decanter, one of the few that I have.
No.
In here, we have got Law Gin, which is a gin that is distilled here in Ibiza. So it's local, and we do like to support local economy.
Always.
And so we're having a lovely gin and tonic.
In our lovely cut glass glasses.
Cut glass gin goblets. We went on a little bit of shopping spree yesterday, which included buying new wine glasses, gin goblets, tumblers, shot glasses. We just kind of wanted everything new. So
if you could pour me just a double.
So I'm going to guess a double.
That's why I was holding the glass for you, love.
I know, but
This has gone well. Good start. Okay, that's Whoa, that's yours.
You don't want as much as that?
That is not a double. That's a bottle.
Oh dear. All right, so just say when then.
When?
Do you know what's heavy? That's Tiff opening her tinny.
That's the sound of a tonic zero.
Oh. Well, I'm excited. We've not done gin and tonics on the podcast before.
And we have been recommended to do gin and tonics by Alice.
Alice,
obviously.
I think, recommended get through a bottle of gin on the podcast. Now, that's not going to be happening. We're having a gin and tonic. I mean, depending on how the pod goes, I'm not completely against opening a bottle of red and having a glass should, the conversation still be flowing. However, I'm excited about this. Now, we're not even yet going to dive into said gin and tonics because Tifflar...
I've got some Garnish.
You bought a set, didn't you?
I did. I was very easily upsold a gin garnish set.
She didn't even try, that lady. She went, you might like these in your gins. And
So-
you went, okay.
So what we have here is some dried raspberries.
They look like raspberries.
Oh, yeah, they've got a good smell. Dried raspberries, dried strawberry slices,
Yeah.
and then just rosebuds for lols.
Rosebuds.
Oh, my God, they are fragrant.
That's about as pretentious as it
So,
gets.
so let's just do like a
little-
couple of each.
A little bit of each.
I'm just going to... There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Wild.
Here's a couple of raspberries for
There
you.
you go. Amazing. They're so swanky. I'm going to take a photo of
Would
them.
you mind doing the strawberries as well?
Absolutely. Here's your lid, love. So how do you feel about doing gin instead of wine?
I'm excited. It's a little bit different. I do like a gin and tonic, and I'm excited to drink it out of our new glasses, which are lovely glasses.
So I love these. I love nice glasses. They're just so good.
Well, I drank a bottle of red yesterday using one of our new...
You did hear that? A bottle of red.
Well, do you know what? I'm over this whole, I can't drink a whole bottle. Why? It's not actually that much.
You're an adult. Come on
Yeah.
now.
That's one of those things, isn't it? That when you grow up, you realise that cheese is really expensive and a bottle of wine isn't actually that much. Those are like adult lessons. But I swear to God, that bottle of red tasted better because it was out of such a lovely glass. And so I think the same is going to happen here.
All right, can we have a drink now?
Yeah, we've banged on 5 minutes in and we haven't had a drink.
It's because I know I have to savour this because this is all
Cheers,
I'm having.
love.
Well, they are clunky.
And cheers. Lovely.
Tasty.
I'm getting 0 rosebud.
I'm getting 0 any of the fruit.
Oh, it
I feel
doesn't
like,
matter.
do you know when you do that, like, grow your own boyfriend in the bath and they're those, like, things you put in water and then they grow over, like, overnight?
Now, I remember it being sort of like
Like a dog.
grow your own alien and it came out of an egg. But you remember grow your own boyfriend?
Oh, yeah, you get, like, stupid things that people buy for people.
Remember the ones like it was like grow your own flannel?
Yeah.
And you'd get them, I think, from like the Body Shop or something, and they came in like a puck, like a
Yeah,
disc.
I feel like these raspberries are going to do that. They're going to fill with moisture.
I think, yeah. You can kind of see it sort of infusing.
Delicious.
It's very good gin. Like I say, it's Law gin. It's made here in Ibiza. And, I mean, I don't know whether it's just sort of that novelty factor of its being
Probably.
a local gin, but it is very nice. It's a good gin.
Yummy, scrummy. How has my week been?
I think it's been a good week. I think you are very proud, and you should be very proud of the fact that you've gone a week without a drink. You've been dry for a week. You've been to the gym
It's like
a couple of
rehab.
times. You've been out in the garden. You've done 3 or 4 workouts.
4 gym workouts.
You've been
and
on
cardio.
walks. You went for a run this morning. You're tracking your calories, and you're doing very well with that. I think in those, and I know how big a sort of impact on your happiness those sorts of things have when you feel very much like you're in control of aspects of your life, and you are in control. And I think you're happy with that. Work's good, but just sort of ticking along and fine. And
Tickling along.
I didn't say that, but we can go with tickling along.
I feel like you definitely said tickling and
Well,
not
she's
trickling.
had a sip, folks. You'll hear it. Go back a few seconds. Did I say ticking along or tickling along?
Ah, ticking. I thought you said like trickling, and well, I thought you meant to say trickling, and you said
dear.
tickling and ting-a-ling-a-ling.
So yeah, I think you've had a good week, and I think you're happy and excited about some of the stuff that we're doing in the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're happy. Am I right?
Am I right?
Turns out, no. I've had a terrible
I'm
week.
miserable. Let's get a divorce. I know it's been really good. Because I am back on a workout plan and a food plan and stuff. The first week is always the hardest, and I have felt that there are things that have been like just difficult. Like I realise how much like fatty foods we have in the house, like cheese and chicken wings and stuff. And
how much you like burgers.
And how much I like burgers. So it's just getting back into that balance.
It is always the first, as you say though, the first week that's the hardest. And I'm still talking about you here because obviously I've seen you go through very intense health and wellness sort of patches and also times where you've gone, I'm going to relax and I'm not going to worry about these. But I do always feel that when you've got yourself into the routine and habit, so once you're over that first week or 2 week hump, that is where you are equally as happy there as you are when you're, I'm going to eat what I want, drink what I want. You just have to get into that.
It's that rhythm, isn't it? And definitely this week has been, like, my calories are fine because they're still high. My coach hasn't cut my calories. I'm still at 1650, which most girls would be like, what? But for my weight...
I don't know whether that's high or low. I really don't know calories.
No, well, you should be on like 2200.
2200?
Yeah.
Okay, I
but
don't
like
know with...
loads of women think that like 1200 is that magic number, and that annoys me so much because that's just a diet. That's like a fad that happened years ago, like I think like 90s or early 2000s, when if you want to lose weight you have to eat 1200 calories. But for someone of like my weight and height and everything, and taking everything into account and my activity level, I'd bloody die.
I think weight loss and sort of getting fit and healthy, really, I think I've noticed a change in how it's sort of perceived and shown to people in the last probably few years. And it is much more now about your food is your fuel. So you need to eat good, rich foods so that you've got the energy to go and move. And I think a lot of people go, well, I don't want to do the exercise, so I'm going to starve myself. And that's how I lose my weight. Whereas
that's not nice weight to lose.
No,
like,
and if you don't enjoy it, you can't eat anything. But if you are active and you're putting in walks, workouts, and all sorts of things into your routine, you can still eat nice, good food and not feel bad about it.
Disclaimer, we're in a pandemic. Do what the fuck you want.
Oh, absolutely. Who gives a shit? Do what makes you happy. And we are approaching Christmas as well.
Yeah,
so if
exactly.
that means eating a tin of celebrations to yourself in front of Love Actually, crying into a pillow... If that's what you need, do it.
Is that what you need?
That's a little bit of a disclaimer. That's me on December 2nd.
You could be a meme. That's really funny. So all in all around, good week.
What about my week? How am I?
I think you're okay. I think you like the house projects and building fires and tending to your garden.
Yeah.
But I do also feel that probably in some ways you're sometimes a bit in limbo. You're not sure what to do, and therefore you don't do anything, and then you might feel bad about it. But really, that's not from my side. That's not the point. Like, you shouldn't be worried about what you're doing. But I think you're really happy that you have these little projects and something to keep you busy. Also, business-wise, Lavello, you've been working really hard on that this week, and that has been your thing, which is really good because you've been growing your following, which has been amazing. You've got set yourself a goal, and you're a big percentage of the way there. So, smashing it in that sense. Yeah,
I totally agree with you. There probably have been some days or hours of certain days where there's been that sort of limbo where I'm like, there's nothing for me to do now. And sometimes that feels good. Sometimes that feels like it's like a guilty feeling or a bad feeling. And there probably have been one or two of those happen. But you're right. Work-wise, I am at a stage now where Lavello, my cycling brand that I do with John Ashmore, is something that I now want this to be what I do. I want to be able to say to people when they go, oh, what do you do? I run my own cycling brand. And up until now, I haven't really been able to say that because, honestly, we haven't really done much. But you're right. Following is up. I set myself a goal. I want to get more and more people knowing about it. So this is a good platform as well to sort of share. There'll be a link below and all sorts of things. But also, like, our next lot of kit that is going to go on sale in the new year. The samples are on their way to me now.
Very exciting.
So in the next week or so, I should receive them and I can start using them and taking photos of them. And that's really exciting to sort of get my hands on a product that I've designed, I've made. I'm really excited about. So I feel motivated around my daily work as well, which is good.
Yeah, which is good because that means you have a tiny bit of routine, which is very helpful.
Yes.
Rather than, you don't like to twiddle in your thumbs, basically.
No. It turns out I like not doing much, but it turns out I'm not very good at not doing much.
Yeah, you need that like level of stuff to do.
Who'd have known?
Who'd have thought?
How are you enjoying your drink?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I am wary that it'll right. See, my sister asked a question previously, and I don't know whether we answered it last week. I think we did. What happens after a podcast?
Oh yeah. Just you saying that makes me remember it, because I had forgotten
that question. And I just don't want it to snowball.
Yeah.
But I know I've logged my food. I've logged having this gin today. I know that that's what's going to happen. So it's good that we're after this, we need to still cook dinner and stuff, and that's all planned out. So yeah, it's very nice though.
It is very nice.
That was a long way round of saying it's very nice. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you for going the long way
round.
round.
About me again.
Yeah. Well done for making it about you.
Oh well. What else is going on?
I really feel as if the world is getting into Christmas mode, and I wanted to sort of talk to you about that a little bit. Everyone, it feels as if, I think every year people say, oh, Christmas starts earlier every year because you see the stuff in the shops and stuff. But I think, and I completely agree and think it's legitimate and justified, everyone's getting into the Christmas spirit a little earlier this year. Because quite rightly, there's fuck all else going on. People are stuck in their houses. Why not do this sort of thing that now makes you feel cheery about the fact that it's miserable and cold and dark and we're stuck at home together? Why not get Christmassy a bit early?
Yeah, we have started thinking about Christmas.
We have.
Which is mainly about the food. Yes,
I mean, we haven't put our tree up. Although the first podcast where we do have the tree up will be fun. It'll be a Christmas special.
Oh, love a Christmas special.
But yeah, we already know that we're doing Christmas dinner here at our house. We're going to have some friends round.
Yep.
As people know, we've got a nice big table and we're looking forward to...
building the menu.
Yeah. Well, you also want to dress the table, don't you?
That's going to be fabulous. It's going to be Pinterest worthy, mainly because I'll probably copy it from Pinterest. But I do want it to be a nice festive feel around the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lovely day. But what I did want to ask is, have you seen the John Lewis advert yet?
No, because you watched it without me.
It came out yesterday.
That's worth... we watch it together every year. And you've gone and fucked it.
Yep.
What do you have to say for yourself?
For someone who lives on social media, I don't know how you didn't see it yesterday.
It's because I was waiting to watch it with you.
Bullshit. You're now going to say, I saw it and I knew it was there and I thought, no, I'm not going to watch it.
I know it was in your family chat.
Yeah, because we were discussing it.
Yes, but I didn't watch it on purpose.
Oh, yeah, no, I think you're lying.
You watched the Disney one before me.
Yeah, the Disney one's quite good actually this year.
Well, I watched it when you left the room.
What did you think of it? I wanted to talk about Christmas adverts without you wanting to divorce me.
Well, then you shouldn't.
Welcome to Christmas cheer, folks.
You shouldn't watch them without me.
So, which ones have you seen this year so far?
Disney.
The Disney one. That's the Filipino lady and I want to say her grandma.
Yeah, where they make the decorations.
Yeah, and there's the little Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And his ear gets torn off.
Ruin it for everyone.
People, if they haven't seen it now, I don't give a shit.
Oh, wow, okay. I don't think I've seen any others. Are any others out?
Yeah, I think Coca-Cola have done one, McDonald's have done one.
Oh, yeah, my sister did say
Amazon did the ballet dancer.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That's a good one because there's lots of adverts that are surrounding the arts.
Yes.
And I need to catch up. Maybe we can revisit this next week, and I'll have watched them all.
Yeah. So why don't let's put a marker in now? Then next week's podcast we'll do a bit of a review of this year's Christmas adverts.
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I like what has been out so far. The one I'm looking forward to, it's not really a shocker, but I'm looking forward to what Apple do this year. Apple usually do quite a good, but doesn't always get a lot of attention because they usually just put it on YouTube and that's it. But their adverts are pretty good. And Apple is good at sort of knowing what the general feeling amongst the public is. And I think it'll be a good one this year.
Yeah. And obviously, but what we've said before, they start making their Christmas adverts so early in the year. Have they had to stop and now make a different one? Have they, John Lewis might save what they were doing for next year or when things are better? Because isn't there one animated? Oh, hold on, it's always animated, isn't it?
What do you mean? The John Lewis one?
Yeah.
The John Lewis one is full of lots of types of animation.
Interesting.
So there's no way that they could have changed their mind, say,
Too last
a
minute.
month or two ago and
Yeah.
gone, oh, we'll just do so. That has to have been something that they were working on. But
has it
must
got
be-
like? Do you know when they do like they've done before with the like? Is it
stop animation?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Does
some of
that take
in it.
longer?
Yeah, so Hair and the Bear, which
Yeah.
is probably the best John
Like
Lewis
the-
advert out.
Bear in the hair.
Bear in the Hair? Hair in... Anyway.
Cat in the hat.
No, that's
Oh.
completely different. The Bear in the Hair John Lewis advert, which is my favourite of the John Lewis adverts,
Classic.
they made started making in like June or July because
Yeah.
it took that long to make it. So yeah, I think they've had to sort of be careful this year because you could easily do something that's not in taste or not in keeping with the general mood of the public and stuff. So
Yeah, you got to be
nobody
careful.
wanted an old man on his own
On the
stuck on the
moon.
moon.
Oh my
Like,
god,
if they'd
yeah.
done that this year, that doesn't make anybody feel good
Also,
about.
worst one.
It was terrible any year.
If anyone likes fucking Man on the Moon,
That was awful.
unsubscribe and fuck off.
Last year's was Elton John, wasn't it? The piano.
Brilliant.
Loved
Some
that
people
one.
didn't get it. Get
It was
out.
like, it's more of an advert.
Are they trying to
for-
sell a
for Elton John.
piano? That was Gogglebox, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. But that was a good
Anyway,
one.
Great one. I love Christmas. I've always loved Christmas. Some people just don't like Christmas, which is fine.
For many reasons, I think some people maybe haven't always had great Christmases. Or
Yeah.
it's not it can be a very hard time of year for some people.
But I do love Christmas, so I want to ask you a question.
Oh, yes.
How's the Advent calendar coming along?
It's going okay, actually. I haven't shared with you, and I'm
Well,
not going to
obviously.
share too much, but I am already in the planning process. People will probably already know, but little context. Every year, we take it in turns. We do an Advent calendar of like Christmas things to do every day. So
Yeah.
you will wake up on December 1st and you will have
A chocolate.
a chocolate to start with, but then also let's do this, or this is an activity for the day. Sometimes they can be big, small, all sorts of things. So obviously first year in a new country, pandemic sort of does sort of make some things a little harder because you can't just go somewhere and stuff. But I've got a few already key things done.
Yeah. But that's the thing, because there's obviously like 3 weeks of Advent. You only have to have 1 or 2 kind of bigger things each week. And like the other things are so simple and can be so simple, like watching a Christmas movie or making a hot chocolate.
Oh yeah,
or
some of them
making
are.
Christmas cookies. Like it is stuff that it's not all like going out and spending money.
One of
and
them
stuff.
is going to be let's watch Elf and drink hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Like, and that will be your
But
activity.
that's great.
But it's nice that, as you say, between the 1st of December and all the way, you have 24 days of something Christmassy.
And the reason we started it is because living in Dubai, living in Abu Dhabi, we didn't feel Christmassy. And so for I think it was year 1, I made the Advent to make it more festive. I don't think we weren't going home that Christmas, going back to the UK that
Nobody
Christmas.
came to see us.
Nobody came to see us. So I was like, right, let me try and make this as festive as possible for you.
Yeah.
So I made up this Advent thing, which is now turned into a tradition.
And I think it's a great tradition.
I love
because
it.
it means we make all of December Christmassy with small things. And you
Yeah.
learn to appreciate little things each day that make you feel Christmassy. It's good.
Yeah, love it. I'm excited for it.
It should be good. I hope it's good. I'm sorry already if it's not.
It's all right. I keep dropping hints
I
to
always
you
feel
anyway.
so much pressure because you're so good at it.
I know.
And I'm like, let's make a toy railway train. And it turns out we don't have anything to make a toy railway train with. I just think that's a great idea. We're not making a toy train.
I think I bought one last year for the Christmas
and it went
tree.
round the tree.
Well, it didn't. It kept falling off the tracks. It was
Oh, yeah, it
shit.
was crap. So at some point this week, I want to go through what we've got in our boxes that are Christmassy so that I know what we already have and maybe what we need to go and get and stuff.
Yeah, I'm
we
excited.
went to a garden centre
Oh,
this
I
week.
love a
didn't
garden
we?
centre at Christmas.
We went to a garden centre not thinking Christmas at all. We went because we needed some hours to waste. We went out and about and we were like, let's just go out for the day and go and do just things that are
We looked
easy and
around
simple.
like different shops.
And I wanted to just have a look for things for the garden.
Yeah.
The second we walked through the door, it was sort of like, holy shit, it's Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah,
and like
I loved it.
Christmas had thrown up in that garden
They
centre.
were still setting up, but they're just to the end of setting up. So it was
so
amazing.
good. Like if you could spend Christmas at a garden centre, I think you should. I might volunteer to work at a garden centre for the month of December.
Just
next
help
year.
him with the Christmas.
Yeah,
section.
just let me
Would you be an elf?
I'd dress up as an elf.
You'd be a really tall elf, wouldn't you?
What, like the film?
Oh yeah.
I'd be
You
Buddy.
would be Buddy.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Such a weird film, but great at Christmas.
How does he answer
obviously.
the phone?
Oh,
It's
Buddy
like
the Elf, what's your favourite colour? For the whole of December, that's how I'm going to answer the phone. Buddy the Elf, what's your favourite colour?
Learn it in Spanish.
Oh, God.
That's funny. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's enough Christmas chat. We're still in November.
But as I say, it does feel as if people are starting a little earlier this
Love
year.
it. Yeah, and people should do what you want. I've seen people being like, why are you doing it in November? Because they fucking want to, Karen.
Oh, do you know, and like we've said about what's your fitness routine and stuff during a lockdown, during a pandemic, during this shit time that we're going through.
You
do what the fuck you like. As long as you're not upsetting or hurting anybody else, do what you damn well please. Because times are hard enough as it is. If you want to put your Christmas tree up now and sing carols and have a Christmas dinner every night of the bloody week, do it.
I'd get fat.
If it makes you happy, I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, I think people should be doing whatever they like
You
right
do
now.
you.
Nice. Nice.
Other things that I do just want to discuss before we go on to questions. And I think this is again an indicator of how bad last week's podcast was. During the lead up to last week's podcast, I wrote down things that I think would be a good discussion points, just things to chat about. And I'd like to know whether you think we got onto any of these.
Oh, fuck.
The first one was, let's talk about lockdown, because I think last week we went into lockdown. I don't think we ever actually got onto it. The world, or the UK. The UK went into lockdown last week, so it felt timely that we would talk about it.
We didn't talk about it. Pass.
I wrote down, empty vessels make the most noise. Why did I write that down, and what the fuck?
We were talking... We wanted to talk about our interpretation of this quote.
It's like a proverb, isn't
But
it?
it's not a proverb. It was something that we were watching on Netflix or somewhere else, and someone...
We were watching Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
Old school Wheel of Fortune on Challenge TV.
Because we got UK TV now, and that was a proverb or a saying or whatever they said, and both of us were interpreting it differently, and
empty
we said
vessels make the most noise.
I interpreted this as if you're like a Karen,
right,
and all you don't have anything to say,
yeah,
but you just make noise. Like, they're the ones that come head and shoulders above everybody else. Like,
yes.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes, and then I said
have no
the
information.
squeaky wheel gets the oil. And you reacted exactly like that.
I don't know why. Why did you say that? Why would they get oil?
Because the squeaky wheel, so the one that's causing you trouble,
Gets
Karen,
the attention.
is the one that you fix.
Yes.
Is it the same?
Well, no, not really, because the squeaky wheel is an issue, whereas an empty Karen is not an issue.
Birds of a feather flock together. Now, I'm not sure... I don't even know what that means, actually, when you think about it.
That means birds...
People who stick together...
Have the same feathers...
If you stick together, you'll find success?
People... No. I think that means... people of the same kind stay together.
Birds of a feather flock together.
We are probably completely wrong.
Anyway,
Someone is going to correct us.
I then also... I wrote down that we were going to talk about presidents. Now, we even named last week's podcasts presidents.
That must mean we spoke about presidents.
We didn't say a word about the president of the United States. We didn't talk about it.
Well, then why did we call... How do you know that?
Because I just know that we never talked about it.
Well, we must have done, because we called it presidents.
No, we were planning to. We named it because we thought that's what we talked. Again, this is an indicator about how much of a mess last week is. We named the podcast after a subject we didn't discuss.
Okay, well, they're still counting votes in
They're
some
still
places.
fucking counting! They're still fucking counting.
But, like, people are tweeting, like, welcome, like, Biden's won for the third time. Like,
right, he won, obviously, way after Election Day, but also, like, a week ago. They're still counting.
I know.
Someone buy America an abacus.
Abacus. Idiot. Anything else that we were supposed to talk about that we didn't?
Lockdown / Patrick Nazemi.
Oh, yes. Our favourite Ibiza Rocks DJ.
Yeah. I just wrote down, let's talk about Patrick Nazemi.
He is live streaming again, which is great. So if you need something in lockdown to cheer you the fuck up.
We were supposed to watch it after last week's podcast.
We were going to watch it, and then instead we forgot completely about that.
And drank 4 more bottles of wine.
We drank a lot of wine, we ordered pizza and FaceTimed our friends.
Oh, anyway, I just thought it would be quite interesting to go through some of the things I thought we would talk about last week, but we never did.
Nice.
Anyway, before we go into question time, I'm going to go and sort the camera.
All right, can you stoke the fire?
I might also stoke the fire. All right, the fire has been stoked and is roaring, my love. It is roaring.
I love the fire.
We are enjoying, we have a fireplace in the house and we do enjoy putting that on. We're basically in denial. We're never going to put the central heating on.
No, we're going to be warm enough with the fire.
Warm enough. It looks good. And yeah, let's get on to questions from the peeps, shall we?
First one, acid house or pumping house?
Oh, I've got one of the same thing. I'm trying to remember what the right answer is. Is it acid house?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
That was the one I was supposed to do in an accent, but I couldn't do it.
All right, in that case,
that was from Lee
sash
Jones.
or chicane? Sash or chicane?
Chicane. He says sash. He's wrong. I think.
I can't. Do you know what?
Is that from Lee Jones?
That's from Sam Jones. The Joneses are coming at us with the Kevin and Perry quotes.
Brilliant.
And I only said, I think this week, I feel like I want to watch, because we walked past the famous Kevin and Perry place in Ibiza.
He says sash.
And I said I want to watch it. And now I really feel as if we have to, because I can't remember the quotes well enough. Good question, though.
Nice.
Good question. So I got this one during the week. And this one is courtesy of somebody who knows my mum via my mum's You app.
Oh, yeah, go on.
From Lee B. Just listening to podcast 22. I'm a friend of your mum via the You app, but I've recently moved to Birmingham from Shrewsbury, and would like to know why you support Wolves and not a football team from Essex. Also, when you met Tiff, what was your chat-up line?
Firstly, does Essex have football teams?
Yes, but they're just
Essex
not any
FC?
good. No, well, can you imagine? A lot of people, when I was growing up, like all the guys I went to school with, they all sort of supported West Ham, Tottenham, Arsenal, so sort of your London clubs. And I just never did, because I never really felt any kind of affiliation with them. But I did like football. The reason I became a Wolves fan is because when I moved to Wolverhampton to go to university, I literally lived next door to the stadium. So for the first time, really, as a football fan, I had a club that was one I could see and I could experience and go to. So I just started going to games because they were cheap to go to for students and the stadium was over the road. And I became a fan that way. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you had a chat-up line. What you did have...
When you met Tifla, what was your chat-up line?
I don't think you had a chat-up line, but what you did have was money and you offered me a drink. So...
And you know what? Coming to visit Ibiza, that kind of works.
It does, because as a, starving worker...
That's it. You weren't on holiday. You were working. So to have someone turn up and go, fuck it, I'll buy you drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that...
I thought when you said you didn't have a chat-up line, but you did have... You were going to... Careful. That you were going to say, but you did have a bucket of Jaeger.
You also did have a bucket... Yeah, actually, that's probably the thing that worked. So we first met at Tapas restaurant in San Antonio. It was Ashley Reed's birthday and we were on a big team meal. Big
table, probably like 20 of us.
It was a big team meal. We all went out and then we all went to Pasha afterwards. So we walked from Tapas restaurant to the bus stop for the disco bus, and between there is a big...
No, it wasn't the disco bus, it was a regular bus.
It was a regular bus.
Small detail,
but between
not relevant.
it is relevant. because on the way to the bus stop there's a shop where you can buy drinks, so everyone buys a Journey juice, and your Journey juice was a sandcastle bucket in which they put one of those kind of medium small bottles of Jaeger and 2 Red Bulls and some very long straws.
Yes.
So that's what you bought, and I was like,
that's what I chose to buy.
And you were sharing it, so I was like, sold.
And then we got on not a disco bus, but a regular residential bus
to Ibiza
and
town.
I'm passing around a bucket of
about
Jaeger.
9 o'clock, and we were pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
And actually, that's the first time you noticed me.
It's the first time I experienced your sort of not bossiness, but kind of bossiness, and your ability to be very diplomatic and to negotiate and compromise, because basically the bus driver stopped.
Yep.
This is a regular bus filled with regular people
on their little commutes.
Yeah, and we were being very rowdy. Again, pretty much all 20 of us. Lots of drinks going on, and he stopped the bus and started shouting at us that we needed to get off. And it was you that had a chat with him and compromised for us that we could stay as long as we were quiet.
And I shut everyone up.
Yeah. And for some reason, I was like, oh, quite like her. She's got gumption.
I love that word, gumption.
So there was no particular chat-up line, but, I've got ways.
Alcohol.
Practical living in Ibiza question. Where do you guys get your hair done?
I haven't had my hair touched in about a year.
And neither have I.
Well,
so that was from That Agile. He sent in questions before, a guy called Tom, I want to say. My hair.
There are some very nice salons here, and in San Ann I used to go to the same salon all the time. Yeah. But I actually have just left it because I'm a hippie now.
Yeah, well, actually, you have wanted to grow your hair now. Probably a couple of years now that you've gone, I just want to keep growing it. And you don't have the fastest growing hair, so it would almost be like criminal now to cut it, at least too short anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's so nice when it's long, and it takes years to get that way. So
yeah, and the last treatment I had on my hair, you did.
Yeah, did it in the garden.
That was fun.
Well, you use a chemical that straightens it, right?
Yeah.
And then likewise, great question, but I haven't used a barber or hairdresser since we lived in the villa, because we used to have a hairdresser come round.
Yeah, but there is a lovely barbershop in town.
There is a men's barbershop in town that does look good. But I always have such an anxiety about getting a new person, because as much as I don't do my hair and I look a mess and a scruff most of the time, I don't like someone new doing something with my hair in case they fuck it up.
Yeah. But it'll always
It's hard to think you can fuck this up, because it never looks good anyway. So at the moment, we use the clippers that I have and sort of trim it every now and again so that it doesn't get too unruly.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, hopefully
with those type of people
at some point when we start to maybe use hair services, we'll let you know, Tom.
All right, in the summer when I'm really busy going out, I probably will get more regular blow dries, or I will go and get blow dries, because it's my way of getting ready for a night out without getting stressed.
Oh yeah, and actually I'm on board with you doing that, because obviously you're going to want to look all fancy when you go out. The gin's looking pink now. My gin is
infusing.
And yeah, it's just easier to get someone to do it. Is there not someone who could come here and do it for you?
Yeah, probably. I do like home services, but then I also don't like people in my home.
Yeah, but going down to town, getting it done, and then having to get home again in that period of time, is enough to fuck it up.
That is true. Good question, though.
Question from Kelly McWest. Okay. Do you miss Dubai? And does Ibiza feel like home yet?
Ibiza does feel like home. I think we're in a bit of a routine now, which is nice.
When do you think it started feeling like, okay, we live here now? There's not like
last week.
There's not like a cut-off moment, but when do you think it started to not feel like we were visiting, and it starts to feel like, okay, this is just home?
Like last week, when our last visitors left.
Yeah.
Because it was all quite a bit holiday-ish. So 2 weeks ago, I guess, isn't it? because it feels a bit holiday-ish. You're going out to dinner lots. You're doing touristy things, this, that, and the other. I don't know whether I feel like really at home yet.
Is there something that needs to happen for you that you're waiting to have finish or do or anything to go, okay, this is home now?
No, I just think it needs time. I think we need time more than anything. Like, we're doing bits and pieces in the house. Like, the house feels very much ours.
Yes.
But I just think you need time here. And you then, like, next summer, for example, you need people to come out here and you say no to things because you've got work. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I think I'm with you. I think the things that make a home is actually the boring times, the shitty times. I think you feel at home when maybe you're not feeling well. Yeah. And the weather's shit. Yeah. And you can just curl up on the sofa and know I'm safe and I'm comfortable and I don't need to go anywhere or do anything or please anyone.
There's little bits of that now, but I don't there's not been enough of it to go, oh yeah, we live here.
But I agree with you about recently, and I actually think the weather probably plays a part in that, because it is not glorious here now.
And we get under our blankets and we have our hot water bottles.
We
and
put the fire on, and people laugh at us because it's not that cold, but actually
to us it is.
It does feel a bit cold.
I have missed Dubai a lot this weekend because basically my whole friend group has been out having a big party. So all the boys from the villa, it was Ross's birthday. So this week, I think that's why I was quite down. Maybe yesterday or the day before.
You were quiet yesterday.
Yesterday.
I kept on asking you, are you okay? And you kept saying yes, so I sort of left you to it. But I knew that you weren't perfect.
Yeah, and I just think because everyone was on their stories, they all got dressed up, they all got on a bus, they all went to this place and they camped like yesterday, or they were at this hotel on the beach and basically went to this mini festival. And because of the rules, it's all okay. Well,
so before you just keep on going on, only because today I got another question from Alice that says, is there any part of you that regrets moving to Ibiza when you did, considering obviously the European lockdown and sort of restrictions, and Dubai pretty much looking like it's back to normal? So do you have any regrets? And also keep telling us, what else do you miss?
No, because of Brexit.
We had to get here.
We had to be here this year, because if we tried to get here next year, we'd have to prove that we earn like 23 grand each. Annually as well. It's not like...
And we didn't come here to get jobs. We came here to start afresh and start
you'd have
our
to
own
get
businesses.
a work visa and this, that and the other. So really, we've come at the last possible moment. Our residency still isn't through. Yeah. And I know it's coming and that's fine, but it's, the process takes a long time. Maybe that's when I feel more at home. I don't know, when the last bit of admin is actually done. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of miss that group of friends at the moment, because just, because you do, if you look at people's Instagram stories,
Dubai looks
it's difficult,
great
and the weather's beautiful and people are partying and brunching and it's very, very opposite here.
I mean, I'd love for people in Dubai to maybe let us know, is it reality looking like that? But via Instagram, it's looking lovely right now. It really is. There's parties, as you say, brunches, people going out.
You can have 30 people at your home. That's the rule.
I don't think I've ever known 30 people that I would want in my home.
No, absolutely not. What about you?
It's weird. I have started to miss Dubai probably again in the last just couple of weeks. And it was a weird thing. It's not anything specific, but I dreamt about Dubai the other day. My dream was set in Dubai. Yeah. And it was weird that you sort of woke up and go, I just felt a bit nostalgic. And do you know where it was set? I was in some kind of car, vehicle, taxi or whatever. I was on Shakeside Road.
Oh God, you miss Shakeside Road.
I don't miss Shakeside Road, of course I don't. But when it was, when you're on Shakeside Road and you sort of look out of a taxi window and you look out one side and you see the skyscrapers, Burj Khalifa or whatever, and the other side you see sort of all the lights of all the shops and things. Yeah. And that's just where my dream happened to be set, for a snapshot of a dream. And it was just, it was kind of it was a flashback of a life we used to have because we don't live there anymore. And it was probably for the first time that I miss it. For no reason other than life was good there and we had a good time there and we enjoyed ourselves there. So, of course, there are parts of it that I miss.
Yeah, we spent so long there.
I don't
but we
regret,
live in Ibiza now.
But I don't regret anything at all.
No,
The dream was to be here.
And we are
and
here.
we are here and we are living that dream.
Lovely
Hot
jubbly.
water bottles and dark evenings and all.
I know, it's getting dark now. Alice asked that question. So I've got one from her, which I don't think I asked about 2 weeks ago when she told me to. If you could change one thing about your wedding, what would it be? Did I ask this?
No.
But it can't be the 98 gins. But I have a confession to make, and I'll just put a little bit of context here. At about 11 o'clock on the day of our wedding, I got presented with the bar bill because we had an open bar.
We'd set a limit, hadn't we?
We'd set a limit, and we had an open bar, and I had to sign for it to be added it to the room. So at 11:30, I just scribbled my name, like still in my wedding dress, like everything, and left it. And then when we got the bill on checkout, or got the receipt or whatever, we all thought it had 98 gins on there.
I still think it does. I swear it's 98.
It. I checked the receipt the other day. You know, I went into the wedding jar. It's 92.
That's still fairly close.
So we needed 8 gins to get to 100.
I mean, no problem. I'll have 8 gins now.
But yeah, so slight confession. We needed a few more gins to hit 100. But what would you change?
What would I change about our wedding? I don't think we've answered this question before, but we do talk about our wedding quite a lot because a lot of people ask questions about it because it was an epic day.
It was pretty good.
I think I
would eat more canapes.
I think...
We have done this, because didn't I not try and guess the canapes? Because we had 10.
This is what I mean. I know we've talked about our wedding before, but I don't know whether this specific question or not. I don't think I would change anything about from the moment I got to Pikes. I would like us to have done more in the morning.
Like
Me
what?
and the boys. Well, the boys were great. We were obviously at our villa. We had the photographer and the videographer come round, and we properly just chilled. But I think the boys were very conscious, and Jess included as well, of sort of looking after the fact that I just had nerves all morning. So I was pacing.
So you should have done
something. And I
something.
went quiet and sort of didn't really do a lot at all. And I kind of wish that I'd enjoyed that morning a little bit more by going, it's going to be, because I just wanted it to be a great day.
Yeah.
Now that I know how great a day it was, there was nothing for me to be worried about. So I should have enjoyed the morning a bit more. But instead, I mean, we had drinks, we got in the pool and we had some fun.
I gave you a bucket of Jaeger.
You did. You sent a bucket of Jaeger to the house, which was lovely. I sent you champagne at breakfast. You sent me Jaeger in a bucket.
It was
No, it was lovely. It was nostalgic. It was equally as impactful to the day as anything else could have been. But that's my only regret, is that I didn't do, between waking up, which was about like 7 o'clock in the morning, till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I paced and was nervous. And I watched Pitch Perfect.
Amazing. Because I woke up probably around, like, quite early. I wake up early anyway. I didn't have anyone stay with me because I couldn't be, like, I just don't need that. So I knew that everyone was coming around 9ish, I think, for breakfast. And I still had arty things to do. We hadn't drawn any of the blackboards, you know. I was putting stickers and labels on things. So, like, we were actually busy in the morning. And then, we went and had this proper breakfast where you sent some champagne over, which was lovely. I didn't want to start drinking that early, but then you sent champagne at breakfast, so I just started drinking from then on. And then, we had, we were putting the, fans out on the chairs.
Yeah, so you had things to do.
We were doing things, and so that kept us very busy. I was the least nervous out of everybody in my wedding party. And so I was kind of sat there having my hair and nails going, hair and makeup done, going, can you guys stop? Stop for it. But they were all running around doing everything that kind of, you know, bits that needed doing and kind of getting, and I'm like, if it doesn't go out, it doesn't go out. Like, if the basket of fans is still in this room when guests arrive, that's okay.
Yeah, that doesn't ruin a wedding.
We can get Sunny to come and get them, you know, it's not an issue. But it was all perfect. But I would eat more canapes because I had one sausage. I had one chipolata, honey and whatever it was. But we had 10 incredible canapes and I only had
You
one.
didn't have any.
And I'm sad about it.
Maybe we'll try and let's
just
find
do
the
the
menu
canapes?
one day and just ask them to remake it for us.
Yeah.
Maybe at next year's anniversary
Aren't we
party.
doing an anniversary party next year? Yeah, that'd be
3-year
amazing.
anniversary party at Pikes.
I love
We'll
that.
get the canapes made again.
You want to go?
If you were to open a restaurant, cafe, takeaway, anything, what would be on your menu?
Oh, I know what we'd call it. Table 8.
Table 8, absolutely.
What would be on... Oh...
Maybe like what would... You don't have to list your menu right now, but like what sort of thing do you think you'd do?
Well,
what
we said before that we were going to just open like a bar.
I think we'd run a really great bar.
No, we'd drink the profits.
Do you know what though? As long as we don't drink us into debt,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I
Drinking the
think-
profits is fine.
If we had just had a bar, we'd have good bar snacks though. We'd have a smashing Bloody Mary.
Mm-hmm.
A
A
great...
fairly decent gin and tonic based on today.
A great espresso martini.
Yeah.
And I think we'd have a select but fabulous cocktail list.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have Brewdog, we'd stock Brewdog.
Mm-hmm.
And just have nice drinks in nice glasses.
So it would the
That would be if it was a
food wise,
bar.
it would only ever be sort of like canapé kind of bar food kind of stuff.
Bar food.
Yeah.
Gin-soaked olives.
Yeah, you don't come to table 8 for dinner.
Bloody Mary bruschetta. I'm definitely stealing these off of another chef on the island who served these to me before. But they were delightful. But if we were having like a restaurant or a cafe or something, there'd be a good burger,
Yeah,
a good steak.
yeah. Pub grub at the moment. Mac and cheese.
Not pub grub, like, you know, gastro pub grub.
Oh, sorry. Okay, because that makes a
I
difference.
don't know what that means.
No one does.
What would you... You'd have a mac and cheese for sure.
I need to perfect my own mac and cheese.
Yeah, get cracking.
That question was from Emma Sutherland.
Ah,
Um,
who is my old client, no?
Is she? I don't know.
Yeah.
Emma Sutherland.
Yeah. She's my old online... she's the runner.
Okay. Well, that
Do you
came
remember
from
her? No?
No, I'm not very good at remembering.
Hopefully that is the
Names.
right person. I'm pretty sure it is.
Anyway, Emma, that's what we would do.
Thanks.
It would be mainly based around alcohol rather than food, and we would be called Table 8.
Yes, definitely. If you could choose your own name, what would it be and why?
Oh my God.
That's from Wendy.
Good question, Wendy. Wow, she's got a great name, so no wonder she's asking.
It's made up.
Do you know what? For a while as a kid, I wanted to be called Dale. And I have no fucking idea why.
Because of like Dale Winter.
Well, no, it can't be, because that's the worst inspiration.
That's really bad inspiration.
I think I just kind of liked the name Dale, and I cannot think why. Right now, I wouldn't change my name at all, because I've had this one my whole life, and it seems to have worked. I quite like it, because Matt is very informal, easy,
in every language.
and like, yeah, everyone kind of gets it. But Matthew changes the tone slightly. It's quite, well, obviously it's from the Bible.
Oh, fucking hell.
It means gift of God.
Oh, Jesus wept.
And, you know, it sounds, you know, it's powerful.
regal.
I think Matthew's a good, strong name. But Matt is also kind of, you know,
Pal.
bit of a pal, Jack the lad, happy days. All right, Matt. Oh. So I quite like my name. I'll stick with it.
Okay.
You? Have you always liked Tiffany?
No, because people used to call me Tit Fanny at school.
Oh.
And they still do. Hi to everyone from the Ibiza group. People still call me that.
I think Tiffany's quite a bold name. I thought this when I met you. I'd never met someone called Tiffany before. I still don't think I know another Tiffany. But I think it's a bold name.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's not common, is it?
I used to hate being called Tiff by people I don't know. I think I still do hate being called Tiff by people I don't know.
I don't think you like being called Tiff. Full stop.
It's weird. When you call me Tiff, that's really weird.
We don't call each other by our names anymore.
No,
do we?
you're like, oi, dickhead.
Come on, shit stick.
That's so true.
It's a little insight. I'd rather that you called me fuck sponge than call me Matt.
Oh, I just got a pain through my chest.
That'd be good for the podcast. Live heart attack.
I like Tiffany, but I get called Stephanie a lot, especially in Starbucks.
And if you make reservations over the phone.
Stephanie. But then I'm like, Tiffany like the jewellery. And then people are like, ooh. And I'm just like, well, I don't know how else to explain it to you. Like, Tiffany like the... Yeah, what? Tiffany like the lamp?
Tiffany lamp. Aren't there? There are other things named after Tiffany, aren't there?
I don't know. They're all quite expensive, though.
Yeah. I mean, you have an expensive name.
There you go.
Well, it's associated with expensive things. But also, you know, I think a lot of strippers are called Tiffany. I think, you know, this is why I think it's bold, because it's just out there. Like,
well,
Tiffany.
thanks to my parents.
But I also, when you compare that to your sisters, Naomi and Jade, I think you've got the bold name.
Thank you.
I mean, both are good names, but they're not even spelt strange. They're spelt how they're supposed to be spelt.
Jade spells her name strange. I don't know if she still does. I used to spell my name with an I on the end all the time. I asked people
Because
to
you
do
wanted to make your name even more weird.
Yep, Tiffany.
Tiffany?
If I could be anyone else, Raquel. No,
Chanel.
Chardonnay. No,
Chandelier.
I think it's really hard to think of a name that you'd like for yourself.
Yeah, because you just
I'd be called Neve.
spelt Niamh.
Or like Siobhan, just to piss people off. Because no one can spell them. Siobhan.
My question from Wendy was, what animal would you be? She said that she would be a chimpanzee.
I would probably be an otter.
Oh, yes.
Otter or a penguin. But I like an otter.
What is it about the otter and or the penguin that...
They're both very similar.
They're kind of
in
cuddly,
a sense.
aren't
They're
they?
cuddly. They're just cool to look at. Everyone loves an otter or a penguin. Nobody doesn't like those animals.
I don't know. I've got a good pair of otter gloves in the cupboard.
You better not have.
I imagine that they're toasty
I just
warm.
want to like lay in the water and play with a rock.
You could do that
In the
now
bath.
if you
we
want.
don't have a
I mean, the
bath.
beach is 5 minutes away.
Yeah, just lay on my back and play with a
play
pebble.
with a rock, and you'd be happy.
Yeah, I'd be a cuddly, cute animal that everyone loves.
Lovely.
Ding.
I would be a peregrine falcon
Why?
because they're the fastest animal in the world.
Are
So
they?
because they hunt pigeons. So what they do is they fly really, 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 really fucking high, and then they basically fold their wings back and just dive bomb.
Are you that ballsy though?
No, probably not. I'd be a really nervous peregrine falcon of like, fuck, it's high up here, innit, boys? And I shouldn't be going that fast. But I think they hit like way over 100 kilometers an hour when they dive bomb, and I just think that'd be kind of fun.
Nice. I like it.
And they're treated by royalty by the Emirates.
Yeah, that's true. I've got one more question.
Okay.
Hi, this is from Shaz Johi on Instagram. Hi, Tiff. Love seeing your new home gym. Thank you.
Haven't we been through this before? Shaz what?
Shazdahi, whatever.
Shazdaha.
Why doesn't Matt get a bike roller trainer and train on his bike in your gym?
I used to have one. I actually had one in Dubai. I had an indoor bike roller trainer. I had that mainly because in the summer it is too hot to ride outside.
It's never too cold.
Yeah, no, it really... the weather is never too cold to go riding, really.
See, you just
Especially in the climates that we
Yeah.
have chosen to live in.
Yeah.
I got rid of it because first it was very, very heavy and expensive to ship over here, but also because coming here, I knew that I wanted my cycling to be outside and outdoors and enjoy the roads. Admittedly, I haven't done that much recently. I need to be better, but that's why I don't have one. I actually get really bored cycling in one spot. It's terrible.
It is boring.
Really boring.
Yeah, that's why I don't do that's why I haven't bought like an exercise bike for the gym
No,
because it's just
awful.
shit.
I'd rather go out and see
Yeah.
places. Go for a walk is
Yeah.
better than cycling in one spot.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
Simple as that.
Good shout.
I've got 3 more questions. I'm going to do them quick fire, but first I'm going to do the camera.
Okay.
You've got 30 seconds to fill. Go.
I would like to know from... Actually, here we go. Camera emoji. That's the one. Because actually, we've not made too much, she says, we've not made too many mistakes in the past few weeks with regards to cameras. So
do you remember the weeks when it used to
you
be...
never recorded?
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
I mean,
Camera emoji, por favor.
I do actually feel as if potentially I was a little late to swapping it over on the first break. So... we're putting the camera emoji and being all ballsy and saying we've made no mistakes.
No way!
This could be the first time in weeks
Oh
that
my
I
God,
may
and
have
I've
made
just said that. So okay.
Which camera? The camera with a flash, the camera without a flash, or a video camera?
Video camera.
The one that's like got the big film on it.
Yep.
Cool, that's the emoji. Send it through, folks. Sam Jones got 2 questions in. Favourite all-time Disney film?
Beauty and the Beast.
Congratulations. If you could describe yourself as any supermarket in the world, which supermarket would you be?
Marks and Spencer.
Why?
Because it's fancy. I'd be Lidl. Any supermarket in the world. I'm going to go with Marks and Spencer.
Okay.
I'm going to stick in with Marks and Spencer.
Because you're fancy.
Because this isn't just a regular person. This is an M&S person.
Cool. That one came from Bill.
Well done, Bill.
Bill
What's yours?
Bill has I went with Lidl. I'm going with Lidl. And the reason being is it's very practical. And it's not what everybody would choose.
And it's European.
It's European. Not what everybody would choose. I would say quite good value. But...
Your face!
But...
Oh, people need to watch these.
Go far enough into a Lidl and you can find some fucking gems.
Yes.
Because those inner aisles...
So you'd like someone to go further into you to find a gem?
What I'm saying is that on the outside, I look like I'm just like cheap, decent value, where you go during lockdown.
Does this stem from describe yourself as a cocktail?
But yes, and that was Bill's question as well.
Was it? I forgot.
But dig a little deeper, and you might find that I've got an 8-man tent at a fantastic price. And that's right next to some Crocs. But they're not actually Crocs. They're just little Crocs.
Oh,
So
I'm
going
going
with
for
Lidl.
M&S because they do nice mince
Cool.
pies.
You've gone M&S. I've gone Lidl. That's why
It was
we
like
work.
me being a jug of woo-woo and you being a what?
An old-fashioned.
An old-fashioned.
Oh, so we've swapped roles this
swapped
week.
roles, yeah.
You're the posh one this week.
We are balanced.
Last question. This is from Lorna, who regularly sort of comments on our YouTube videos. First one we've kind of answered. What are the plans for Christmas Day? But also, what's the best Christmas you've had?
Oh, that's difficult.
We've already answered. Christmas Day is here. We're having some friends round. What's your best Christmas or best Christmas memory or...
Oh, shit, that's really hard. I guess Christmas is where we've gone between the families. Though stressful, you obviously get to see everyone and everyone's super happy or drunk or both because it's Christmas. Because all of the other ones we haven't actually spent together. We've...
do you know, your best Christmas doesn't have to be one that you spent with me.
Well, I don't remember any before that.
We've been together 6 years, love.
Yeah,
That means that there are another
before that would
24 Christmases that you've had. Let's say that there's 20 of them that you should remember.
Well, the 2 before that would have been spent on ski season.
So how were they?
Yeah, good, but you're working. You're serving Christmas dinner.
But in the mountains.
You don't see them in a restaurant.
Is that like people saying, well, in Dubai, you know, you're out in the sun all the time. Not if you work indoors.
Well, yeah, you're working in a restaurant, which is, doesn't have, windows that look out onto a beautiful mountain, and you're working all day because everyone else...
Okay,
is
so
doing
not
it.
ski season.
Fuck. I guess some of my ones as kids, but I don't really remember. So it would have to be in a more recent years. So I think this one's going to be really good. I'm really looking forward to this Christmas.
Was it only last year that we did the whole family thing? Was it last year?
Remember.
Or the year before? That we did Christmas at my parents' and then Boxing Day we drove up to your mum's.
I think that was not last Christmas, the Christmas before.
I can't even remember.
Yeah,
I think
no
it was
idea.
last Christmas.
Well, fuck it. I don't know.
Oh, who knows?
Anyway, But that was fun because obviously you see everybody and you drink. I basically drink from when I get to the airport to when I leave the airport on the way back.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you?
Well, there are obviously so many like to choose from, and Christmases, as far as I can sort of remember, have always been positive Christmases, because for some people they're not always. Sometimes Christmas can be shit. However, the memory that sticks with me was the one Christmas that me, my family, and the Taylors did at Centre Parks. So we did. We used to do.
That shows how much money you had as kids, because no right-minded person goes to Centre Parks at Christmas.
Is it really expensive?
So
at Christmas?
expensive. Look it up.
I'm not gonna.
So expensive at Christmas. It's like
flying.
Like flying to Dubai for Christmas.
Do you know what then?
It's probably more expensive than flying to Dubai.
It's bloody good then that I've chosen that one.
And that you remember it.
And
it's more expensive than flying to Dubai for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go to Dubai, guys. Fucking hell. Anyway, but it's a good thing I've chosen that one. The reason I remember that, firstly, the whole holiday was obviously winter and dark and sort of similar to now.
Centre Parks does great as well.
You have the sort of fireplace. They do very well at making that place feel Christmassy, because obviously you're in a forest and it's all like little huts and shacks and stuff, especially when it's cold. But we, as kids, spent Christmas Day, at least part of Christmas Day, swimming. We went swimming.
In the subtropical swimming paradise.
In the subtropical swimming paradise. We went to the outdoor pool that is heated, and it snowed. So,
nice.
like, it wasn't enough snow that it settled.
It was
not a white Christmas, but it was like, that's the only time in my life that on Christmas Day snow has fallen from the sky, and that was just kind of
that you remember.
That I remember. I don't think it did as a baby.
Like my super early years, like I only remember because we have video evidence of it. That, of Christmases and stuff, or else I wouldn't remember.
No, you wouldn't, would you?
But I do have like memories of like sledding outside around Christmas and like having fun. But I wouldn't remember it if I hadn't recently seen those videos, and I've seen them in the past 6 months or whatever. But I think all Christmases are really different. Some Christmases I feel really sad. Some Christmases I feel really happy.
I mean, the last few years I've worked
they're
some
all
of the
over
Christmases.
the place. They are all over the place.
They are an emotional roller coaster.
They are. So
I think whatever it is that you're feeling just gets heightened.
Oh God,
massively.
yeah.
So if it's been a shit year, Christmas is going to be really bad.
No.
No. But for different reasons. But for what?
I think everyone's going to really try hard this Christmas,
I hope so.
And put lots of effort in, because you just have to.
Yeah.
And like just put lots of effort in for everyone, Yeah.
I mean, I just got off a FaceTime with my mum and my sister. They're not going to see each other at Christmas because they can't, but they're going to make the bloody most of it and just stay in, drink too much, eat too much, and just take that day to just have a bit of a laugh. It's going to be unlike any other Christmas in our lifetime. Hopefully it's the last of anything like this, but just make the bloody most of it. We're going to have fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a lot of Christmas talk.
I know. I feel as if Christmas will be in the title
of
this week's podcast.
Yeah.
How do you feel having not drunk an entire bottle of wine and not... We just had a gin and tonic.
Yeah, feel good. I'm hungry, so I'm ready for dinner.
We're about to make dinner and I'm excited.
But yeah, feel good. And everything looks lovely and I'm very happy with it. And the gym was nice. And the company was all right.
Always is.
So I guess that's it.
That is. It feels as if it went really fast this week.
It did. It feels quite fast. So we're halfway through November. Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Well,
be prepared, I guess, for more Christmas talk in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the John Lewis adverts next week. But
true.
Keep on sending those questions through, though, folks. We always enjoy having them, and some of these have been really, really good.
Yeah,
but
really
you can
good.
send them to us at any point during the week. We know that some people they've said to us, they've seen our post that we put out on Instagram, and always like, I should ask something. We don't care what it is.
Ask anything stupid.
Anything.
Like, what supermarket would you
supermarket?
be?
Bill, these questions are great. Keep them coming.
It doesn't have to be something about our history or our life or whatever. It could just be something completely random, and I like them.
What's your favourite colour? Don't answer. We'll do that one next week.
That's easy. Okay, so that's it. Well done. It. Smashed it. Good job.
It feels nice to be ending a podcast and I'm not seeing two of you.
Oh, all right then, so we will see you in next week's episode. I hope you've enjoyed. Like, share, rate, review, all the above. Our winner did receive their wine this week, and so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. All right, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.